Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far and welcome to today's video, which is going to be the next installment of my You Do Not Need That series. If you are on a no buy or a low buy, or you are trying to cut down on makeup and beauty spending, you're trying to save money, you're trying to make better decisions, but you are oh so tempted by shiny pretty new things, you've come to the right place. So without further ado, let's get started. As always, before we get stuck in to these products that you absolutely do not need, a little disclaimer. If you are new here, you may notice that I still purchase or have purchased or reviewed some of the products I'm going to talk about in this video and tell you why you do not need them. And that's because I have a beauty YouTube channel. I'm a beauty makeup content creator. So sometimes, a lot of the time, almost all of the time, I buy makeup and products that I do not need and would not purchase if I didn't have a beauty YouTube channel. So yes, I may still purchase and review some of these products. I may not. I may have already purchased and reviewed some of these products, but that does not mean that you need them, and it doesn't change anything I'm about to say. Okay guys, it's been an incredibly tempting and stressful few weeks if you are suffering from FOMO, if you are on a low buy, if you're trying to save makeup money. It's been an assault on our eyeballs and it's never ending, okay? We're going into holiday season, we're going towards Christmas, and I'm just warning you now, it's not going to stop, it's not going to slow down until January or until like Christmas Day when they realise it's too late. We're all just stuffed with turkey and we're not buying makeup right now. Well, unless there's a sale. Now let's start off with one of the most painful, the hardest to resist products that there will be all year of any makeup year. It's these Hourglass Ambient Lighting Holiday Palettes. Every year they get us, every year they get our blood pumping. They're so delightful and glorious and beautiful. But stop it. Sit back down, put your credit card away. Here's the thing about these. If you've purchased one before and you haven't hit pan on it, do you need another one? Did you use the other ones that you purchased every year for the last 6 years? Have you got Unlocked, Sculpture? Did you buy Butterfly last year? Did you get the ones that looked like melted chocolate, like a child had left an ice cream and it had just melted? Did you get those ones? I didn't even get those ones, okay? And I review makeup. Here's the thing about these Hourglass palettes. They're very pretty and shiny, and they have all these pretty and shiny products inside. And in the recent years, they've also started whacking animals on the front cover. Like they've realized, hang on a minute, Shantakai whacks animals on products and everybody buys them. Maybe we should whack an animal on our products. That's what's going on here, okay? They're throwing every trick in the book at these palettes every year. But here's the thing. Unless you have never purchased one of these products before, you have everything in it, okay? Even like the Snake palette, like I said in my review, that has the most new shades in there. If you were to do half a face with Snake and the other half with, say, Tiger from last year, ultimately, it's going to give you the same effect. You're going to get a glowy, pretty, blushed cheek, okay? It's going to be the same. If you've ever purchased one of these before, it's essentially, new shades or not, giving the same effect. It's going to give the overall same effect. If you've bought one a few years ago, hit pan on everything, and it's time for a new one, by all means, treat yourself, save up, ask for one for Christmas. I don't think these are going to sell out. They've already been said that they are going to come to other retailers. So, you know, get a gift card, ask someone for one for Christmas. I don't know, if you're American, do you give each other Thanksgiving gifts? I mean, if not, let's start doing that. Why not? I'm still trying to campaign for us to have a Thanksgiving over here because I feel like I'm missing out on like an excellent dinner. But the point is, we tell ourselves, these are new shades, but I haven't got this one. Well, I don't have one with an owl on it. But it's literally the same. And I've said to you before, if you want a picture of an owl, print one out, buy some artwork, get a poster, you know, because ultimately makeup is not, you know, something that you typically put on display. And how would you even display these anyway? Because you can't open it and have the owl be upside down. So what, you're going to prop it up and put it on your windowsill? I don't think you are going to do that. So for goodness sake, if you already have one of these that you've barely touched, and if you have 3 that you've barely touched, I forbid you, put it back down, okay? Don't make me come down there. because I will. Next up, we're going to talk about this Armani highlighter. I picked this up. I talked about this in my August roundup. That is the correct month, yes. No one needs this. It's very expensive for a highlighter. I wish I'd saved my money, but my job is to spend mine so you can save yours. That's how I look at things. That's how you should also look at things. Join me and save your cash. The thing about this is it's just very unspecial. It's very average. If I'm going to spend £50 on a highlighter, I want it to be the one I'm going to put on my face every day with glee and joy and love and excitement, you know, and I'm going to just want to bathe in it every day of my life until it's all gone. This isn't the one. It's not that one. I think if you've got a fair to light medium skin tone, it's going to leave a cast on you. If you have a medium and deeper skin tone, I promise you have a nicer one than this already. It's a little sparkly. It's a little chonky, it's not very smooth, it doesn't have a super nice texture, and even the compact that in theory is like sparkly and twinkly is like actually quite like harsh in reality. It's a little cheap looking, and it's not cheap, so we don't want it to look it, you know. But it's not special and it is expensive. You don't need it. I know it's hard to get, it's not available in very many places just yet, so just let it go. Let that one go. We don't need it. There are better out there always. Remember that. Next up, we're going to talk about another tempting little eyeshadow palette from Natasha Denona, the cheeky little minx. She's always trying to take our money, that lady. Attenzione, pickpocket. Natasha Denona, that's you. You pickpocket. She's really come for like our necks with this I Need a Nude. If you are like into nude and neutral makeup, she's just reached into your bank account and robbed us. That's what she's done. She knew what she was doing with this palette, okay? We've all gone, oh my God, it's this is what I've been waiting for my whole life. It's got everything. It's got everything I've dreamt of all of my days. And it's fine. That's a fair thought to have. I get it. I fully understand it. I had all of those thoughts myself, but hold your horses. Hold them, because this is a permanent palette, okay? Again, Christmas is only a few short months away. Make someone else buy it for you, okay? Have you been a especially good girl this year? Your mum, your husband, your brother? Drop some hints, okay? This is not a wildly torturous, expensive palette that like a Mothership. So we talk ourselves into, oh, it's at 60 odd pounds. It's not a £120 Mothership. I could get 2 of these for the price of a Mothership, and we tell ourselves it's a bargain. But purchase 5 of those a year, that's a car payment. Ouch. So here's the thing, it's permanent. You can wait for a sale, you can save, wait until it's easy, it's an easy purchase, wait till your birthday, have someone else buy it for you, or get you a voucher so you can at least save some money. There is no rush. I know it keeps selling out, but does it? But does it? Or are they just trying to make it super duper hyped and trick us even more? Oh my God, it keeps going out of stock. So if I don't buy it now, it's going to go out of stock again and it's never coming back. It is coming back. It's a permanent palette. This is just all more of the trickery. Okay. They're just trying to build the buyability. They're trying to create hype and out of stockedness that makes it look like, oh my God, it's so in demand. It's so in demand. It keeps going out of stock, but it's suspiciously always in stock on Natasha's website. So how's that work? So don't fall for it. Don't fall for the trickery. Wait until it's easy for you. Have a cooling off period. Do you still want it in 2 or 3 weeks? Are you still thinking about it? Or has something else come along that you want more and that you're more excited about? Cooling off period for this one, please. It's permanent. It's coming back. Even if it sells out, it's coming back. You can wait, okay? You can wait. Have Santa bring it to you instead. That's much more fun. Next up, this Gucci concealer. Now, you've heard me rave about this concealer. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not here to blow smoke up your bottom, okay? I wouldn't do that to you. I can't reach for a start. There's too many of you. Here's the thing about concealers. It really doesn't matter how great I say they are, how much I love them. That still gives no guarantee to you that it's going to be the love of your life also. We are all so different, different ages, different skin types, different under eye situations, different preferences for makeup. There's no telling that you will love it as much as I do, even if it's my absolute holy grail. Concealers are always permanent. So again, wait for a sale, wait for a holiday, wait until you have some spare money that's easy to make your purchase without you going into debt, without you using your credit card, without you using a Klarna, the devil's poison. Okay, that's a swear word in this house, Klarna. We don't say it. But I guarantee you've probably already got like 4 or 5 concealers on the go, and that's fine, but use them up. Are they terrible? Or are you just constantly like trying to find better, constantly on the hunt for a concealer that's going to make you look 15 again? I know what we're all doing it, aren't we? We're still, even though we found concealers that tick all of our boxes and do as good of a job as any concealer's going to do, we still keep thinking this next one's going to be even better. How is it going to be? How? What's it going to do? Is it going to put itself on? Does it bring you breakfast in bed? Does it make you a cup of coffee in the morning? I don't think so. I think it's still going to hopefully cover some of our darkness, hopefully not crease too much, and hopefully not give us any kind of uncomfortable feeling under the eyes. And how many that already do all of those things do you have in your drawer? Do you have the Huda Beauty, the Pat McGrath? Did you try the Natasha Denona one? Have you got the Hourglass concealer? Did you plan to pick up the House Slabs, the Mario, the 58 other concealers that came out in the last few weeks? Here's my advice. Use the ones that are in your drawer. Remember that they're all decent concealers and you've tried them, and this one isn't going to fix all of our problems. It's not going to take 25 years off of us. It's not going to get rid of any darkness or lines under our eyes. That's what skincare does. You know, or surgery, I don't know. But this concealer is going to do a decent job, as the others that you already own do, that are already sitting in your drawer. So by all means, use those ones up first, get the value for your money, you've already paid for them, and then if this one still looks good to you, maybe go in and have it put on you in a counter in a store and see if you still love it, see if all the reviews and all of your favourite beauty content creators are still using it all of the time, in which case, take the plunge during a sale, wait until it's an easy purchase. Don't run out and put a 7th one into your drawer that you're still not using, and now you're in a constant rotation and the number just increases every month or so. That's just a terrible idea. Don't do it. Okay, so we've already mentioned the M word, Mothership, one of the hardest products to resist. But here we have Mothership 11, it's Sunlit Seduction. Now, like all Pat McGrath products, we do not buy Pat McGrath permanent products at full price. We don't do it. Why? Because Pat McGrath has almost a weekly sale, okay? She's constantly having sales and they are massive. 30% off. Quite often, they also have glitches where discount codes will work with their sale, or there'll be some kind of accidental pricing error. And I'm highly confident that sooner or later, you're going to be able to get this palette for like half the price that it currently is. And then you'll be furious that you didn't wait. Again, this is one that is permanent. Have a cooling off period. Are you still thinking about this palette in 3-4 weeks, in a month or so? Is it still on your mind, or have 10 more come out? You know that with Motherships, there's always another one coming, okay? They get released like annually. We're always going to get another one. Is this the one? Is this the perfect one that you've been waiting for? Did you buy the last 3 that are all going to achieve similar looks on the eye to this one? If so, absolutely cool it off first and foremost. Second of all, wait for a sale, because I promise you it will be approximately 2.5 days until there is one. They are constantly coming. So never pay full price for permanent Pat McGrath products, because there is always a massive saving to be had right around the corner. And then how smug will you feel? I waited 3 weeks and I got it for half the price. I'm so clever. Next up, we're going to talk about this Patrick Tar Major Dimensions 3. What number is it? It's 3, right? Correct? Number 3. I mean, that says it all, doesn't it? There's already been 2 dimensions, and now there's a 3rd major dimension. I mean, how major can it be if there are 3 of them? So here's the thing about these palettes. Obviously it's very boring and neutral and it's your everyday no makeup shades, but a lot of us love that, and these are the kind of palettes that really tickle our pickle. However, it's like 2 years ago we were crying out for these palettes. We had Natasha Denona's Bieber, but that was about it. Since then, Pat McGrath has released one, Velvet Liaisons, which I'm a big fan of. We've also had one from Makeup by Mario. We've also had one from Kylie Cosmetics, I think, did one. I think KKW Beauty, when that was a thing, did one. We've also now had one with more shimmer from Natasha Denona. We've also had a couple of more neutral minis from Pat McGrath. So at this point, we're starting to go, you know, 2 or 3 years ago, we were crying out and saying, we really need this palette. We need these neutrals, these all matte looks. That's what we need. Give it to us. But now we've got 4 of them already. So just remember, we were desperate crying out for these palettes, but now we've got them. We've got this covered. We don't need another one, okay? We've already got 3 or 4 of them that serve that purpose absolutely fine. And actually, so does bronzer. You know, little bit of bronzer in the crease, couple of different shades of bronzer. You've probably got some cooler tone bronzers and some warmer tone ones in which you can, you know, do this same sort of look with. So you could probably get Bieber in a sale for around this same price point. So I just don't think it's worth your money. I think you could do better. I'm looking you right in your eyes and telling you that. Okay, I'm speaking directly to you. Yes, you. You can do better with your money, okay? There's better coming. Next up, we're going to talk about this Chanel Le Rouge lipstick collection. These cost £140. Now, I've seen a lot of people talking about these and the way that Chanel have marketed these as being a family heirloom that you're going to pass down to your children throughout generations, because this is this glorious, beautiful, ornate glass lipstick component. But here's my first thing. As the owner of 2 young children, they're going to break it, okay? If you have children that you would pass this down to, I don't let them anywhere near that. That's not a family heirloom. I feel like a family heirloom is like artwork, some kind of ornament, you know, maybe your grandmother's ashes in an urn, some kind of beautiful vase, something that you've treasured that came from your grandmother, not a lipstick that's probably gone mouldy. Give it 20 to 30 years, and I don't think they're going to want at that point, even if it has managed to survive, because if we're going to use this lipstick, which if we're not, what are we even doing here? What kind of madness is this? If we're actually going to use this lipstick and it's going to be in a handbag, we're going to drop it. Is it going to survive the next 3 generations as an heirloom? Or was that a really crazy marketing technique to justify a £140 lipstick that's not even that exciting of a formula? It's a very average sort of medium opacity, slightly satin finish. And they've also tried to say it gives you amazing lip care. I use lip balm, okay, lip mask in the evenings for my lip care. So I don't think I need a £140 lipstick, and the justification is, oh, I'm going to hand this lipstick down to my children and they'll hand it down to their children. Will they though? Because I would have thought they'd rather have something that's going to like appreciate and value and that isn't going to go mouldy, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. What I'm saying is you could buy like 10 of any other lipstick and they won't smash on the floor and go mouldy while you're apparently trying to force them down on your children, who I don't think they're going to want it, just being honest. Next up, we're going to talk about this Estee Lauder Futurist Skin Tint Serum Foundation. Now, for a start, the fact that it has that dropper, that's a immediate red flag for me. What's that for? Who's pipetting? We've talked about pipetting before. Who's pipetting foundation on their face? Ugh, I'm very tired and it's only Wednesday. What are we doing, Estee Lauder? We don't need a pipette on a foundation. We want a pump, okay? Sometimes things aren't broken and we don't need to fix them. This is a sheer tinted skin tone perfector for a glow that lasts. Sweat and humidity resistant foundation, 8 hours of staying power, blah, 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 blah. They've also whacked some SPF in there and tried to say that it protects against UVA and UVB blah, 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 damage. It isn't going to, because I'll tell you for why. It's only got, my hair is in my face, is fan, darn you. As I was saying, it isn't going to protect you from the sun's rays. It's got SPF 20 in it and it's a sheer pipette situation. So at best, you're going to get about SPF 3 from it by the time you've pipetted it on your face. And if you're not going to be reapplying it throughout the day, that goes down to SPF 1 in about half an hour's time. So forget that, it isn't going to do that. That's February. But you know, a sheer tinted skin tone perfector for $53. Are you joking? No thanks. You could literally mix any of your foundations with a bit of moisturizer and there you have it, and no need for a pipette. We're not doing science experiments over here on our faces, if you didn't know. You don't need this. I feel like whenever Estee Lauder puts out a new foundation, we all go, oh my gosh, it's a 1990 double wear days in its heyday, in its glory, when we were all, you know, troweling on some double wear and walking around like living masks. Those days are gone, okay? We've moved on. There are much better foundations out there, much better shade ranges. I mean, if you aren't super duper warm, and I mean Simpson shade of yellow, hard to find an Estee Lauder shade that's going to really, I mean, they say skin tone perfector, but it's actually turning me into a Simpson. So I don't know about you, but that's not perfecting my skin tone. It was started off better than that, okay? It's made it worse, if anything. Do I think this is going to be the best foundation you've ever tried? Highly, highly doubt it. I would certainly wait for at least 28 reviews before you go near this. Get a sample. Estee Lauder, to give them some credit, are very good at giving you samples. Take it home, use it for a week, try it on a few days, and if it's your holy grail, by all means, save up, wait for a sale, wait for a discount, and get your money's worth for your new Holy Grail foundation. But I will say, I think for 99.9% of people, it isn't going to be. I'll just predict that right now. And if I'm wrong, I'm more than happy for you to come back and shout at me in all capital letters in the comment section. But that's the only time I'm going to allow it, okay? You get a free pass on that one. Next, we're going to talk about this ABH Fall Romance Palette. Now, look me in my eyes and tell me you're going to use that. You're going to use that frequently for a long period of time. You can see yourself using that still and it becoming your new favourite palette in a year's time. I don't believe you. I know, like me, I want to be fun. I want to be fun and exciting when it comes to makeup, but I'm just not. And I too see this palette and I'm like, yes, I'm going to buy that. It's so fun. And I don't really have any palettes like it. So I'm going to buy that and I'm going to wear it. I'm going to be the fun eyeshadow girl I wish I could be. But I'm telling you now, I'm not fun. I'm not fun. There's a reason why I don't have anything like it in my collection. It's because I won't use it. It will never go on my eyes. I might do a review of it and show you some looks and then it will go in my drawer and I'll never touch it again because I look at this and it's my nightmare. Let's be honest. I'm not going to use it. If I look at Bieber or Natasha Denona's I Need a Nude and then this, which one of those am I going to get a lot of use out of? Which one do we think? Any guesses? So if you too are a liar to yourself and you tell yourself you're going to be fun, this is going to be the new, I'm going to play with this, it's going to be great, it's lovely. Do you have a lot of colourful eyeshadow palettes in your collection already? How much use do they get? Because if they get a lot of use, use those. Continue to live your happy, colourful life. If they get no use, you're not going to use this one either, just like me, okay? Let's just accept our boring selves, okay? We love it. We thrive there, okay, in that boring place, in boring town, with our boring eyeshadow and our boring cheeks. We don't need to change, okay? We don't need to change. We can look at other people's beautiful, colourful eyeshadows and look at their genius artistic looks and really admire and enjoy and love them. And no, we're too boring for it, okay? We're not going to use it. And if we try to do that one time, it will be instant regret. And we'll go back to our latte makeup the very following morning. But we're happy, you know? Okay, now finally, I've included this item, if for nothing else, for myself, to make myself feel better, because we're moving on to the Chanel Symbols highlighter collection. If, like me, you've been waiting for 6 months for these to arrive with all intentions of buying 2 or 3 of them, because who can choose between these embossings, only to hear that they apparently, although we're still taking that with a pinch of salt, apparently the rumour mill is telling us that these are not coming to the UK or the US or even like most of Europe, as far as I understand it. They were like a select launch in certain countries. That may change. I've seen it happen before, but if it doesn't, let's talk through the reasons we don't need it anyway. So there. These are so pretty, and because they know us so well, those cheeky little munchkins. Because they know us so well, they've pulled out all the stops. They've given us a few different shades, and they've given us all of these different embossings. They know embossings just get us right in the gizzards. And they also know that, especially when it comes to highlighter, there is just something so flipping tempting, screaming our name, when you see this beautiful, twinkly, sparkly, shimmering delight with a picture on it. It just gets us every time, doesn't it? And now there's a choice of pictures, okay? There's all these different options, and wowee, where do we even start? I'll have to buy 3. Here's the thing, I've seen swatches of these. The white one is glitter central. It is so glittery and sparkly and chunky. That's straight, we don't need that. That's straight in the bin. Absolutely not. It's glittery, it's chunky, it's sparkly. No, we don't need that one. That's number 1. The gold shade is a re-promoted shade that Chanel has re-promoted numerous times. You've probably already got one in a previous iteration. So that's that one done. All we're left with now is the coral one, okay? So we've eliminated 2/3 already. We're doing fantastic. I'll tell you what, Dior has been doing this shade of highlighter for years, the Coral Cruise. That sort of peachy highlighter, if you have a fair or a light skin tone, it is going to look peachy on your skin tone. So you will have to use it as like a highlighting blush and not just a highlighter. Second of all, whichever one of these embossings you choose, in about 2 or 3 weeks, it's going to look pretty haggard. It's going to be smudged, it's going to be smushed. Some of them will even be like completely gone. I think the double C, that's the first one I think to go. I think that's going to be gone. I own the Rêve de Camellia that came out, was it earlier this year or last year? I forget. That's the beautiful flower. Let me tell you, it no longer looks like a flower, it looks like a bush now, because I've used it a lot, got a lot of use out of it, so I got my value for money. It no longer looks like this. It looks like somebody's bush, probably prickly and full of weeds now, because I've used it to death. So it isn't going to stay this exciting and beautiful for very long. So there's that. I think that we have 1 million highlighters each per person in our drawers already. Again, it's the embossing. If this was just a Chanel highlighter and it didn't have the pattern and all of the different, oh, look at all the colours, oh, look at all the pictures, we wouldn't be that excited about it. These are so expensive. Do you already own a Chanel highlighter? Because if you do, they're always the exact same. They're always the exact same. They're a glowy, luminous highlighter. There are very many out there that are very similar. The Pat McGrath highlighters, her permanent range, pretty similar to the Chanel formula. Charlotte Tilbury does a wonderful highlighter. You've probably got several of those already. No, you've probably got highlighters in your face palettes. Did you buy the Charlotte Tilbury Lovegasm, Nudegasm, Blurdegasm? Did you have any of those? Do you have any of the Hourglass palettes that we were talking about earlier? Beautiful luminous highlighters. You just want it because it's got the pretty the picture will be gone. Okay, it's going to be gone in a few weeks' time. It's going to look like a mess. All right, we don't need these. Okay, we don't need them. And whatever you do, don't you dare buy these on eBay for twice the amount, because on the off chance that these do end up coming to your country after all, you're going to feel like an utter mug. You're going to have paid twice as much for something that is now probably available here and may even go on sale at some point from a retailer and you can get a saving. Do not be going on eBay and buying it from a random stranger who knows where it's come from, who knows what state it may arrive in, smashed to smithereens quite possibly. Don't you dare do that, okay? We know better than that. Do not do it. I will hunt you down and kick your bottom if you do that, okay? If I find out that any of you have been paying 2 or 3 times the retail value for these on eBay or to have them shipped from another country, I'm going to hunt you down and smack you straight on the wrist. That's a promise. Okay, so there you have it. That is all the most FOMO-inducing makeup releases for this week. I know more are coming. Stay strong, soldiers. We've got each other's backs. We don't need any of this makeup. And let's close by reciting together the 4 makeup money saving mantras. 1, we do not pay full price for permanent products. Together now, we do not pay full price for permanent products. 2, we do not go into debt for makeup. We do not go into debt for makeup. 3, we do not buy makeup for the packaging. 3, we do not buy makeup for the packaging. 4, we allow a cooling off period. Together, we allow a cooling off period. Remember those, okay? Because I absolutely will have forgotten them by lunchtime and we'll have to come up with new ones for the next video. So remind me what they are, please. Okay, so there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and I would love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye 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 bye.